everybody. Welcome to The Johnny Show. I am your host, Johnny the Shocker. That's right, everybody. We're going to be doing a whole series with this type of thing because, I used to be a radio show host. You know, uh, Tommy, Tommy used to be my right hand man. We had a podcast going. We had a radio show going, and we were about four or five episodes in, and things went crazy. We had the presidential election going on. The Clintons, versus the Trump. And we had a whole big thing going on. Of course, Tommy being the guy that he is, he was a Bernie guy. He was definitely a Bernie guy, because he's Jewish. So he's definitely gonna be for Bernie. That's just the way it goes. And we had a disagreement about who's gonna do what, who's gonna for the future episodes, who's gonna talk about this and that, and I recently, ladies and gentlemen, I've been in a marriage for a long time. And if you've listened to the past episodes of Tommy and Johnny, the show, then, you would definitely pick up on some of the issues that I've been having to the past, the couple of years or so. Piece of crap, wife, she's throwing a sandwich at my face 2 o'clock in the morning, just because, I didn't put away the bread or something. Something ridiculous. Maybe not that, but, something like that. So, so I had this whole issue with her, and, I'm the type of person, I don't like to quit. You know what I mean? I'm the Michael Jordan of marriages. I just keep going. I do a couple grand slams, do a couple slam dunks. I'm a high jumper, over all the crap that she tries to put in my face. She's a good defense. She's a good defense, but just not good enough. Not Michael Jordan good enough for the Johnny. So it didn't work out. Definitely didn't work out. And, I went through quite a breakup. Probably the best breakup of my life, because ever since then, I've been able to, put my surfboard out there, catch a couple waves. Most of them, I didn't do very good, because I'm new to it. I'm very new to the scene. And, I said a couple things. Maybe you got slapped a couple times, no big deal. It happens. You get a couple foul balls. That's how it goes. Life's like baseball. So I went through that, and, Tommy's doing his whole thing. He's trying to get his sandwich shop back off the ground. I did a couple jobs. I tried doing a little truck driving, because that's super American. That is the most American job you can get, besides, maybe being the president of the United States, it's up there. It's up there. So I did a couple truck driving jobs. Maybe everything wasn't on time. Maybe I had a couple accidents. No big deal. It's part of the trade. It's like serving burgers. You're gonna drop a couple patties sometimes, and maybe you pick that patty up and you eat it. No big deal. Nobody's gonna know. So I did a couple of that, and I came back and I realized that the people, they are missing the Johnny. The Johnny the Shocker. They need somebody to steer them the right direction. And that's me. And, I've always given the news. I've given the facts. Never biased. Never biased. And so that's where we're going to start this series out. We've got a couple things on the schedule that we're going to talk about. Definitely going to talk about a little bit of the Bond issue. That's right. The James Bond issue. Or should I say the Jane Bond issue, because let's see, Daniel Craig, he was, I didn't think he was going to be great at first. I'm not going to lie, but he ended up being pretty good. I'm not a big fan of the blonde type of I'm not a big fan of the blonde type of James Bond because it's always been a dark-haired gentleman. You know, you got Roger Moore, you got Sean Connery, you got the other two guys over here. So Pierce Brosnan, not too bad, not too bad. He was a good James Bond. It just, they just did not give him good movies. The movies were terrible. You had GoldenEye, fantastic. The rest, Tomorrow Never Dies, terrible. The World Is Not Enough, terrible. The last one, I can't remember what it's called, but it was pretty bad. So, anyways, we've got the new Bond, and he's been doing it for a long time. He's an older guy. He's around my age. He's something like that. Maybe a little older than me. I'm a pretty young guy. Mid-young guy type thing. And, he takes a toll. When you get to a certain age, you just can't keep up the six-pack. I've been there. It's really difficult to keep up the six-pack. Your body's slowing down. And you gotta make a choice, you know what I mean? Am I gonna do another, big movie, or am I gonna, get a couple cheeseburgers? No big deal. So he's closing it out. I think he's 4 movies under his roster. And, of course, Hollywood's got to push their agenda, and guess who's gonna be the new Bond? It's gonna be this girl right here. And that's the problem. And the problem is that this whole franchise, it's been set for a certain tone. Think about it. All the Bond girls, all the sequences, pretty much in every movie besides Dr. No, you got a couple blind guys walking around with a Three Blind Mice song behind it. I mean, not to say they weren't attractive, but it wasn't the same as the rest that came after, with a bunch of Bond girls, a bunch of, flashy stuff going around, as he's diving in through under her legs with a pistol, with the PP7 go pop, type thing. So it just doesn't make sense, because, if you think about it, what are they gonna do? What are they gonna do? Jane Bond's gonna come out, and she's gonna be doing a couple of backflips or whatever under a bunch of dude legs or something. I don't think any of the fan base wants to see that. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, we just don't. So so it's gonna be a whole nother Ghostbusters, revamped Ocean's 8 or whatever type thing, and I can't get behind it. I just can't get behind it. One of the last things that we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and check out, and I'll get this video will pop up for you. See, I went ahead and I got rid of Jim. See, Jim was the old producer for our podcast, and he was alright. But I mean, the whole thing he's doing all day is playing video games. You know what I mean? And we all know about video games and what it's doing to this nation. It's shutting it down. It's putting violence in it. We all know that. So he's just playing video games this whole time. So once Tommy went on his hiatus, and I went on my hiatus, I had to go get rid of Jim. I had to get rid of him. I had to dump him. It wasn't pretty. The guy was crying. He was wiping his tears with, Pikachu napkins or whatever, the Pokemon type thing, or it could be Digimon, I'm not quite sure exactly. And so when I went around to be doing this new podcast series, I decided, I'm going to get somebody else. So he's going to go ahead. I'm going to have him pop in this video here because, I finally got a chance to get, my own channel, my own YouTube channel, because, the fans, they've been asking for it for a long time. So, I'm not the first Johnny Shocker, the Shocker on the interwebs. And so we got a couple of pretenders.
Hello, my name is Johnny Soccer. I'm from Labrador. There's a nice camel toe. Would you like a hot beef injection or some warm meat? Say no. Just in a nailed it. Go way by for fuck's sake. Tastes like some like the color, don't you? The David Gisela.
So this guy is talking crap. I don't know what he's saying exactly, but he's talking crap. That's not, that's not the real Johnny the Shocker. We also have another one, Johnny Shocker, but that was, it became, I guess he gave up. That's what that's what it comes down to. He gave up, and I didn't want to call him out. I'm going to show one of his videos right now, but I didn't want to call him out because I get it. It's hard being a star, being a rock star. So, it takes a lot of effort to do it. And when you just give up, you give up. So, I get it. It's time for the real Johnny to take on the mantle of what a true Johnny the Shocker is, and that's me, of course. I've been doing this for a long time. Back in the day, I still did some type of radio work, even if it was underground, college stuff during my my couple years out there in Florida, with Tommy. We were in culinary school, so that's why Tommy picked up his skills. I made a couple pretty good sandwiches. He finally established a sandwich shop. I pushed him for years to do this, and eventually I did go down. I went to crap because he was too occupied. He's going out of town every other weekend. He's got all these ladies. Surprisingly, and it just went down. I had a couple of signature drinks, a signature sandwich that I had there at his shop, and I directed it to my fans, so it's kind of embarrassing for him to go down, and it's kind of I'm kind of angry about it because I had these sandwiches. These were my sandwiches that I sold off to him. Not for any money, but, some type of, you'll do this eventually, whatever type thing. And, it just goes underground, and it makes me look bad. It makes me look bad when I'm trying to go to the sandwich shop. They show up. The sandwich shop is closed down. What? So, so Tommy, you know what I mean? What happened? When we were in school, we learned about, like Club Sam's, Tuna Sam's, BLTs, all the good stuff, a couple of meatball sandwiches, we learned about it all. And that's where, he really specialized in. That's why, we at least we used to before, what happened. The sandwich apocalypse sat down and it took away, not took away, but found out that, Mr. Jerry isn't such a great guy, so we stopped going there. We just totally cut out Subway sandwiches, totally cut it out. I tried Quiznos. We tried it, not very good. Sorry, Quiznos, if you listen to this, don't send me a Twitter, the Twitter type thing. Don't send me this message. I'm not quite sure you can contact me because I don't have a Twitter or anything type thing. But if you hear this, you're not good. And then you got your to-goes, your to-goes. It doesn't have the flair of the Subway sandwiches. Sometimes I might walk in for maybe a cookie or two. No big deal. You know what I mean? I buy the cookie. I don't even look them in the face. I throw the money down. I walk out. So I don't think it counts. But yeah, so it's great that you guys showed up and checked out this journey, this episode 1 of the Journey Show. And next time we're gonna talk about some other stuff. Not especially pertaining to Tommy so much, because I'm kind of pissed off at him about it. But we'll have some guests. In the old show, we would have a musical guest at the end, and I'm not doing that. For the most part, Tommy chose those bands, and I'll be honest, didn't like them. The Who Asked What and the weird one that talks about the butt sex stuff. And then there was the American one, the American song. I did like it because I'm a patriot. I'm a patriot, America, and I love American songs. But it's got to be good. You can't just be some crap. They just pop on YouTube or something. If you just pop a song on YouTube, it doesn't make you a real musician. Let's be honest. You're just popping it on there. You gotta release it through some type of thing where they sign you, they see you at like a karaoke place or a bar, and then they cut you a check right there and they say you're gonna be a superstar. So thanks for tuning in, and we're gonna see you next time on The Journey Show.